Good evening, everybody, and welcome to yet another edition of the Coach's Corner. With me, as always, is the coach, Todd Kiley. Coach, how you doing?
I'm doing well. A little wet from practice, but other than that, doing all right.
Another win, back-to-back. Got to be feeling good about the team right now?
Absolutely. No, they're, it's just, it seems to all be coming together. We're 3 weeks into our games and another, 3 or 4 weeks preseason-wise. So, we've been at it for a while now, and the kids, you can just see it. The confidence is there. Everything is starting to click. We knew it was going to take a little bit of time, right? Like we talked about last week.
New system.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a great group of kids. Like I said last week, they come to work every day, and that makes it enjoyable as a coach. You're gonna get, they're gonna absolutely get the most out of what they bring to the table. So it's been great.
So it was your first home game. How was the atmosphere?
Oh, that was great. Coming out, running out onto that field, looking up to the stand, seeing Rattle City up there.
They were jammed in there.
Jam packed. I didn't think we would see anything like the Wachusett, whatever their Rattle City is. It was jam packed. They were loud. It was a great atmosphere, and I think we probably outnumbered Wachusett on that, which was was just gave me goosebumps. Just a good way to start my career at home. And again, it's not about me. It was just internally.
Yeah, it's internally. It says you want to.
Yeah, it was just a good way to start off, and no better way to start off a football game than a kick return for a touchdown by Webb.
And let's get right into that. When we received the kick, I look up there from the press box and I see Alex Weber standing back there, and I'm like, that's not normal. And I believe I heard Coach Perry say he wished he could take credit for it, but he said he had him back there to block. So the ball's kicked at Weber, and what's going through everybody's mind at that point?
Well, you know what? He is that hybrid type, right? He's a big kid, but he runs well. So he's the perfect kid to have back there. Yeah, in a perfect world, you might want Duff handling that, but it's like you put him back there knowing that there's a 50% chance he's going to get it, and you feel good about it. So we felt good about it, and it was blocked up close to perfection.
I was going to say that he went untouched pretty much the whole ride, and to do that, you have to have great blocking on that.
Absolutely, it's a thing of beauty as a coach to turn on that film and just see everything, blocked up the way it's drawn up.
Watching it live, I thought Coach Collins was going to pull a hamstring running up and down. He was going crazy.
He was psyched, and Webb did a great job. Just seeing it.
That had a lot of reminiscence of one of those old Chris Berman things where he's rumbling, stumbling, bumbling, and Webb was running out of gas by the 5-yard line, but he made it in.
We gave him a needle during film on it, but who wouldn't be? No. It was 100. It was 100 yards at that point. It was 93, I think, was the official. So it was close. It's right there. So I think anybody would be gassed at that point.
And it really jacks your team up and gets them going.
Oh, it's special teams. Anytime you do something electric. Yeah. Special teams wise, it really seems to light a fire.
Yeah, and it had the crowd going crazy.
Yeah, that was great.
To Brockton's credit, they came right back, 10 play driver. So you get them in a fourth down situation where it's 4th and 3, or the 4th and 5, and then they get a penalty 4th and 10. Can't get off the field. They eventually go in and score. But then the second drive, you're in your base offense, and you're moving the ball pretty well, and you get it to a little over midfield, maybe 30-yard line. Then you switch to war. Is that something that you had planned on doing, or is that something you see in the defense, or is that something you just want to see, hey, let's see if this works right now?
Yeah, so that was just a down and distance situation. We brought that in. I think it was third and short.
Yep.
And we brought War in and got the first down, and I liked what I saw. Just from what they were giving us defensively and how we were going to be able to attack it. So we just stuck with it the rest of the drive. And the kids the kids did a great job executing, the different plays out of that set, and ended up with 1 yard.
Yep, 1 yard
sneak
by Willie T.
Willie, yep.
And that gets capped off by his 69-yard touchdown run, I believe it was.
Yes.
Which really put the dagger into their hearts. Frollo puts one on. You win. You when all's said and done, and you look at the stats, you run 37 offensive plays, which is low for a high school game.
Extremely low, yeah.
You run the ball 25 times for 223 yards. I think I only saw that done by like the Ravens against the Cowboys over the weekend.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, all right.
You only throw 12 passes. As a play caller, are you saying are you itching to throw the ball in certain situations, or are you just saying, hey, look, the game is dictating that we run the ball, let's just run the ball?
Exactly that right there. It's you got to take what the defense gives you. I'd never go into a game saying we're going to throw this thing 50 times,
right,
or we're going to run it 50 times. It's more of you have your call sheet, and you like to think you have an answer for everything that they're going to give you, and that's sort of our mindset, our offensive mindset as a whole. We're going to take what the defense gives us, because we feel like we can hurt you in different ways. So
okay,
that's kind of our philosophy.
And they game balls from me went to Willie T for 2 touchdowns. The big long run. Weber, of course, with the run. He also had some nice defensive plays.
He did.
And Chris Ionelli, who got the Hammer Award. Tell us a little about what Chris has done this year.
You know what? He's really well. He had a hammy. He's kind of had a lingering hammy issue. Started in the summer in our strength and conditioning program. So he was sort of on and off there. He would come, but just sit out of a lot of things. Then started the season, tweaked it early. So really hadn't gotten a real good look at him, healthy. And he's starting to get healthy now. You can
right,
tell. And he's a physical, pound for pound, he's a physical kid.
Right.
I mean, he's a true football kid, exactly who you want in there at his spot, and he's sort of sets the tone. I think the other kids feed off of his physicality and what he brings to the table there, because that's what we want. That's what we want our defense to be.
Right.
That's the personality we want, and you got Julian doing his thing and being physical and aggressive, and Chris doing his thing.
Yeah, K-Law in there, and
Kevin. Him and Ryan,
yep,
sort of the, maybe a little too undersized middle linebackers, but pound for pound, tough as they come. And there were, all the question marks that at least I had. I mean, everybody was a question mark, right? I didn't.
Sure.
So
but the defense was the Achilles heel last year.
Was it? Yeah.
They struggling to get off the field was an issue.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that was what it was. It just was an issue.
Yeah.
But it seems to be this year so far for 3 games, defense has been extremely solid.
Yeah. It's we got a great defensive staff. I mean, everybody sort of is on both sides of the ball,
Sure,
but Coach Collins leading the way with the help of Coach Athey. They're sort of doing it together, but Coach Collins taking the lead on that. And they just put in the time. The game plan is there, and you can see the kids just trusting
Sure,
the things that have been put in place. And like I said, the coaches are working at it. The kids are working at it. And when you have the personality that we have of kids that are willing, like an Ionelli and the names we mentioned, sort of they sort of all comes together as one. You hope and you just. From week to week, you hope it improves, right? You never, as soon as you start to plateau, that's when you run into issues. So we need to become even more physical.
right. That's when the ball starts rolling down on you.
Exactly. So we don't anticipate it doing that. So we expect it moving,
Sure,
keep moving forward.
So you're 2-1. Frollo got Metro West Player of the Week last week. It looks like one of the 2 guys are going to get it this week, as they were leading in the charts, both Willie T and A. Webb. Going back and forth, I should say. So maybe they'll give them each half of it.
That'd be nice.
How do you keep the team grounded? You know, how do you keep them from saying, wow, you know, look at this great start we've had, and look at our players are doing great, and we can roll everybody.
Yeah. Well, it's got to be. It has to be a balance. You want them. You want them feeling confident.
Right.
Right. Feeling good about the
What
work
they've done and
Yeah,
what
the
they've
work
put in.
they've put out there, and you know, feeling good about themselves. But you also, you don't want them resting on their laurels. We gotta keep improving. We talk about it every day. We gotta be better today than we were yesterday. And if we're not better tomorrow than we were today, then there's a problem.
Right.
So we just got to keep working, and it's just about us as a coaching staff making sure that doesn't slip at all. And we're not seeing any signs of that. And it's still early.
You haven't even hit the Hawks.
We're 2-1. We've done some nice things, but we're far from doing anything that we've set out to do. You
Right.
know, we're got to keep moving forward, keep improving every day, and let the chips fall where they may.
You have Duxbury tomorrow. I think they won the Division IV Super Bowl last year.
They did, yeah.
What differences do they bring in that the other teams you have played don't?
They're well rounded. Like up front, they're very strong. They got a good back, good quarterback, sort of a two quarterback system, similar to what we're showing to this point. Kid that can throw it, kid that more of an athlete that can run it.
Right.
So they, you know, that poses always some challenges there. You know, and defensively, they're just sound and physical, and they're just there's not a weakness.
No, it's a really good program.
Yeah, there's not a weakness. You know, you turn on the film, we're still searching for that weakness. But there's always little things that you pick up and say, all right, you know, here and there, and we know we're gonna have to bring our A game tomorrow night to beat those guys. But we know we're as good as them.
Good.
So I don't think there's any lack of confidence there. You know, last year I know that, you know, they did a number on us. They were a very good team last year, just as they are this year, and what they were the year before. When I was at Halston, we played them in the state semis over at Bridgewater Raynham. So we know exactly what they have, and we feel confident about, you know, the product that we're going to put out there tomorrow.
Good.
Against these guys.
The theme is yellow, and what's the yellow for?
So that's it's childhood cancer awareness.
Okay.
So pediatric cancer, and you know, just trying to create more awareness there, and letting those families know and those kids know that have had to battle it or have lost a child to it, know that they're not alone, and there's other people, you know, fighting with them and doing the fundraising and the
Right.
research and all that stuff. It's just one of those. It's, you know, I mean, there's so many different things out there that break your heart, but
Sure.
This one especially, right?
Yeah.
Anytime it's just like kids, you know, they don't deserve that.
No, it's
you know, nobody deserves. That came out the wrong.
Right.
Nobody deserves it, but it's it's heartbreaking when
Sure.
when you see a child have to go through that. And everybody's been, or I should say, most people have been touched by that
One way or the
in
other.
one way or another. We have we lost our honorary captain back in 2008 when we lost both those boys, but one the honorary captain, who was a student of mine too, good friends of the family. He lost his battle with the disease after probably a year and a half fight. He was 10 years old. And just to see that family go through it, that kid go through it.
Sure. Our
it's
own
just-
Nick Gaspar
it's-
of the whole community.
Exactly, right? So
Rally
that's very
behind
similar.
Mhm.
So you just try and rally behind those families, and like I said, everybody I think has been touched by it one way or another. So what I'm finding out about Franklin is that, you know, the community really does rally behind
Oh,
things,
yeah.
things like this, and when families go through this or kids go through it, it's, you know, it's the whole community
Yep.
that's behind it, and sort of that message that nobody's going to go through this alone. And
Right.
so that's sort of the message tomorrow night. It's not there's a group, there's a student group at the high school that has organized this
Mm-hmm.
and has done a great job. And they emailed me a few weeks back, letting me know that they wanted to do this night as the pediatric cancer awareness
Good.
night. And I'm like, absolutely, I'm on board.
Yeah.
We did it last year in Holliston, and I'm like, I'd love to see it done every year. So.
Yeah, anything you can do that can help, right?
Yep, absolutely. The coaches will be wearing our yellow gear, and hopefully there's some type of basket being thrown around.
Oh, I'm sure they'll
there's
do
some
something.
donations, and because I'd love to do something above and beyond what we're already doing.
So after Duxbury, you get a bye, and then you're into the teeth of the Hawk season.
Yeah.
Have you been following the other teams in the Hawk
Yep.
this offseason
Yes.
to see how they're doing and everything?
Yep.
Mhm.
Yep. Yeah, it's just as we expected. It's a strong league.
There's no day, no weeks off.
Nope.
So
Nope. We get Taunton week 1 of the Hawk, and they're 2-1 and
Mhm.
beating some good teams. And Coach Sidwell over there always does an awesome job.
yeah,
So, we're not getting we're not jumping into this thing lightly once we get started with it. But we'll have 2 weeks on it.
yeah.
I think the bye is coming at a great time.
Mm-hmm. Get
you know?
healthy.
Get
everybody set.
healthy, recharge the battery in a lot of areas, get back in the weight room. I mean, we've been in the weight room, but not. I think we got to reestablish that. The kids
Right.
worked really hard this summer, so I don't want to see any loss of growth there. So revisit that, and just buckle up for the Hawks schedule.
Lock it in.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that'll do it for us tonight. We will be back here next week to recap the Duxbury game, off the week after for the bye, and then right back into the Hawk season. So for the coach, Todd Kiley, my name is Kevin Papa, and we'll see you next week on the Coach's Corner.